Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching or listening to this. I hope you're having an amazing day. So, this is going to be a really casual podcast. It is not scripted. I do have some plans of what I want to talk about, but I'm not going to edit it in terms of cutting large chunks out or anything like that. As I said, it's not like scripted. I haven't got any bullet points to go off or anything. No real plans. I just have a couple of things that I do want to talk about. Only because I realised when I was looking through the podcast list that it has been a good while since I did a bulk update. So this is what this podcast is going to be. First of all, if you're watching this and you're like, Siobhan, why is your hair wet? I've just washed my hair. That is simply it. And because I do like filming, recording these podcasts late on a Sunday, I feel like that's when I'm the most chatty. I don't know why. Like last thing on a Sunday night when I prefer to do it when John's in bed as well. Like when I'm literally on my own, just chatting shit in my office. I feel like I'm chattier, and I always wash my hair once a week. And like if people are kind of like, "Hey, you want to wash your hair once a week?" My hair just tells me to wash my hair once a week. Actually, she'd probably prefer to have me wash my hair less because I dye my hair red, and I'm shock horror. A lot of people think this is natural. No, I dye my hair red, and if you have ever had red hair, you will know that it bleeds like a bitch. And especially because my red hair dye as well, part of it is permanent red, but it's also got like a coat of, I don't think it is crazy colours. I know I used to use crazy colours in the past, but it's got like a temporary over the top of it, just to give it a little bit of a vavoom, and that bleeds. So by not washing it as much and using dry hair shampoo and all that jazz, it just prevents it bleeding. To be fair, I actually really need a top up of my hair at the moment because I can see roots and it's driving me insane. And it's been on my to-do list for a while that I need to reach out to Kim to book it, and it just keeps on getting moved to different days because of just like, I say it's because of how busy I've been this week. Like I have made some time for myself, so I guess it's just not been a priority. Which is like I say to my guys on the team with like fitness, like, oh, I haven't had time to go to the gym. Mate, no, it's not been a priority. So even though I'm really annoyed about my hair with the roots, it's clearly not been a priority for me at this moment. So I need to make it a priority for next week. But yeah, as I said, this week I've been making more time for myself. It's something that I've been really enjoying recently. Still busy, still work 6 days a week. I said that with like a side, and when actually I love it. And long hours again, but again, my time, the way that I've split my days up is really nice as well. So I'll train myself first thing. I'll work at home in the mornings, and then go into the gym in the afternoon. Obviously, Wednesdays and Fridays I don't go into the gym. I check in and one-to-one call days. Saturday mornings I'm in the gym, and then I come home and do one-to-one calls and like bits and bobs, programming if any program needs to be done, and all that fun stuff as well. And any kind of like social media planning, podcast planning, and things like that needs to be done as well. So I think that's all I've got to talk about today. No, it isn't. So like today is, so every other Sunday. I mean, Sunday is mine and John's day anyway, but every other Sunday is a day where we proper get time to ourselves. So I haven't got posing practice. Like sometimes I'll do yoga in the morning, but I didn't this morning because I was a dickhead and didn't set my alarm and didn't wake up early enough. Not Siobhan, don't do that. But that was my own thing. But like I was like, oh, I know. I was like, oh, I think Joel's gonna get up early at that time, like because he's usually up about like 7ish. But he had a lie in, and then when I got up, I think I got up like around 6 or 7 to like nip to loo, and then I just completely forgot about yoga, and then I just went back to bed again, and I got up at 7:30, and I was like, I need to be leaving now to get to yoga, so it's not going to happen. So shit on me. It's one of those things. Life does happen. I have literally kicked myself for it, called myself out of bullshit, and I'm going next week because even though it isn't a requirement of prep, it's good for my prep and it's good for recovery as well, which is going into the next thing that I'm going to talk about. Me and John today, our little plan, we went to a pool with a sauna in it because that's what we're looking for. We were looking at spas and stuff, but like I didn't realise, like even just like a spa without any treatment, if you just go to like sit by the pool and go into the sauna and things like that, how bloody expensive are they? Like they were coming up at like 150 to 200 quid, and I was just kind of like, what? Like just to sit by the pool and use the sauna. So we found that the Village Hotel, like if you know where Warrington is, like we just went there. I did a couple of laps of the pool. Actually, I think I did about 4 or 5 laps of the pool. Then I spent time in the sauna. John spent time in the sauna. Spent time in the hot tub. I went on a little lounge at the side, read my book, chilled out, relaxed, which honestly was really needed. And we said like every month we're going to go either to the village hotel or somewhere similar, sit by a pool and just go in the sauna. And the sauna as well is actually going to be really beneficial for me in my prep because it is excellent for recovery as well. And I'm not very good with sauna, so this is something that I'm going to have to build up my tolerance to. When I said I was going to, me and John went to afternoon tea, which was I can't remember if it was my birthday. It was my birthday present last year from my dad, and my dad bought both me and John a birthday present, like a joint one, and it was to send both of us for afternoon tea and like a couple of treatments at this spa place, like a couple of miles, maybe 5 up the road. So we went there, which was really, really lovely. And we went into like the spa room there because they had like a sauna and a steam room and a sauna. And I went to the sauna for only like 5 minutes, and I was like, I cannot deal with this. Whereas, funny enough, when I went in today, I handled 10 minutes. I was like, I'm done. And I went out and then I went back in for 20 minutes, which is the longest time that I've ever been in a sauna. So I was buzzing with that. And I'm going to try and build my tolerance up to obviously like 30 minutes next time that I go. And making my way up to, I think it was like an hour and a half that John said. It's like the max time that you can go in before obviously like your salts start depleting. So when it depletes your salts anyway, but you know what I mean, like before it becomes a bit of a risk. So I really enjoyed doing that. I practiced my vacuums when I was in there as well because I prefer the sauna when like when you lie down. I can just handle it better, I can relax more into it. So I was practicing my stomach vacuums, which is something that I need to do for stage because my core control is not the best. And yeah, that brings me really nicely on to prep as well. So I just realised because I got up my notes and my timeline for which is on my plan. Oh, pardon me, yawning. So yeah, I got up my timeline just to go through a couple of bits of data with you. If anyone's that, you're probably always kind of like, this is boring, Siobhan, and long enough. And I swear that I was 18 weeks out, but then when I had a look at my plan, it says time until time until goal 17 weeks, which is fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie, seeing 17 weeks there instead of 18 is yeah, scary. So there's that. So yeah, I'm officially 7 weeks at set 17 weeks out, I guess, until my first show, and I have 2 shows. This is only a very, very short season. Usually bodybuilding seasons, you can have like a ridiculous amount of shows. I'm only going for 2 this year, as we know from last time that I did this, did a bulk update. Oh, it's not a bulk update now, it's not a prep update. Now going into prep, the whole purpose of this prep is just to get me into stage condition. If I get a shiny thing, amazing. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. My coach just wants to see me in stage condition because I have ambitions of being wellness. Now, I don't know if, I wouldn't say genetically, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to wellness without a ridiculous amount of assistance, which I do not want to do. I know a lot of the wellness girls, especially in IFBB wellness, whereas this year I'm competing in both PCA and Two Bros, and Two Bros it's going down the IFBB route. I know the IFBB wellness girls take a lot of performance enhancing drugs, which I am not willing to do. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what I look like in stage condition. We're gonna see what the judges' feedback is. I also am testing out, I guess you could say, the federations and the categories as well. Because, for example, let's say I do PCA and Two Bros, and let's say PCA is not my cup of tea, then I know I'm going in for Two Bros. And it also helps me with my next bulk as well, because Two Bros bikini is slightly different from PCA bikini as well. And vice versa, if I do Two Bros and I'm like, this isn't my cup of tea, then I know in terms to like head towards PCA, and again the bikini is slightly different as well. So again, it's more kind of like a tester, get the feel for the stage, get the feel for the federations, get the feel for the categories as well, because if I'm in bikini and Two Bros and like it personally, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this to get told, even though obviously you've got to fit a criteria. Yeah, even though you've got to fit a criteria for a category 4 stage, I'm not necessarily doing this to be told how I should look. So, for example, maybe my physique, maybe I would suit figure best. I personally, like, this is no hate towards any like figure gals. Personally, for me, it's not my cup of tea. Like, I prefer the look of bikini and I prefer the look of wellness. Whereas if I got told, oh, your physique could naturally be better in figure, then I'll be like, no, I'm still going for bikini or wellness because that's just what I prefer the look of. Now, if I get into PCA and then obviously a couple weeks after, I think I have to reverse that out for two bros because two bros who don't like you as lean basically. So I'll get super super lean for PCA and then just slightly, I'll still be ridiculously lean for two bros, but I'll reverse diet out a little bit for two bros. But I prefer the look of that. Then again, that'll also go towards the favouring to which federation that I'll be picking as well. Also, and again, I'm not going to keep this a secret and be I don't even know what the word would be, but it also depends on how well I do as well. Because let's say, I mean, I don't think I'm realistic. I don't think this will happen. Let's say if I get a win at PCA and I don't even bloody place at two bros, well, that will obviously aid my decision as well because I want to do well. Like, yes, obviously there are things in terms of like, as I said before, I don't want to get told how I want to look, in terms of the experience backstage, how I personally look, and how, you know what I mean? Things like that. I also want to do well as well. So all of these things are going to add together in terms of, like, I guess you can say points, and then that'll decide on which route I want to go down as well. Now, if it's an even 50-50 and I love both of them, then yes, that'll make my bulk a little bit harder. It'll make my posing practice when I'm bulking a little bit harder. It'll make other things a little bit harder as well. Both fucking well is what is the consequence of loving both of them, which isn't exactly a negative, I don't think. I think loving a lot of different things is never a negative. I think it's a blessing if anything. But yeah, so 17 weeks out, and my first show is PCA, and then we go into two bros. Obviously, it's my very first bodybuilding season. I come from a fitness model background. I'm a purely pro in terms of like fitness bikini, so it's not bikini, which is what I'm in. It's fitness, which is leaner and bigger than the bikini in pure elite, which I know is very confusing. If you don't understand federations and categories and stuff like that, it's a minefield. But fitness model, you don't get anywhere near as lean as bodybuilding, which that's another reason why I'm a little bit like fucking hell 17 weeks. So yeah, there is that. I mean, at the moment everything is okay. I'm not going to lie, this week has been my first week where I have really struggled in terms of cravings. Like, I have tracked this week, I have stuck within my calories, but I haven't stuck to my meal plan. And this is something that I'm going to, again, something that I will always say, like I mentioned in the last podcast about how to get the most out of coaching. It's something that I will always say is always be honest with your coach. And I also very open and honest that I am not perfect. Like, and this is something that I said to my guys, that I knew that I wasn't going to be perfect in prep. And that's not to say that I'm purposely fucking it up. It's just something like I understand that I am a human. And yeah, I decided to track certain things in. I was really craving Subway salad, had a Subway salad, had extra bars of dark chocolate. I think I had a bowl of cereal at one point and tracked that in. So yeah, it's all been tracked in, it's all within my calories, but it's not been stuck to my meal plan. So this is something that I'm going to speak to coach about on my check-in day, and I'm going to ask if I can create my own meal plan. Now, obviously, when I create my own meal plan versus, let's say, it's your day one. I mean, someone who's day one in the gym would not be going into bodybuilding prep, let's be honest. But obviously, being a coach, I've been meal prepping for girls and guys for God knows how long. Obviously, I'm a qualified nutrition advisor. I've got qualifications coming out my ears from both nutrition, training, everything like that. So even when I think I mentioned about like me rewriting one of my lower body sessions, and I showed it to my coach, and he was like, "That's fucking banging! Like, crack on with that. If that's working for you, go for it." So, and he was happy with that. So yeah, I'm gonna send him over what because I've already planned out what I think my meal plan is going to be, not for this week coming, but for the week after. I'm going to show it to him and hopefully get the thumbs up from that. Only because, obviously, from my own dieting experience in the past, my own prep in the past, I didn't meal plan for my last prep. in Pure Elite, I tracked all my own food and I meal planned for myself essentially. And like it was fine. Every week I'd flip my plan a little bit just to give me a little bit of satiety, but everything based around the same thing, which is pretty much what I've done this time. I've done a chicken, I've done a mince, used protein powder. It's all whole foods. The only thing that isn't whole foods, and that's only temporary, is a Rice Krispie bar until my calories get lowered on training day. Sorry, because it'll only be training day. Thing that for a pre-workout, so I just want some fast acting carbohydrates before I go to the gym, because I found that having fast acting carbohydrates before training helps me with my training before, like say oats and things like that. I prefer oats after training rather than before training. It's just what I found works best for me. So again, it's also knowing myself as well and having experience with that as well. And also, I'm a fucking hungry girl. I can eat a lot. So my meal plan at the moment, again, like Kieran knows what he's doing. He knows how to write a meal plan. It's fucking shit hot with nutrition. But as I said, I'm a hungry girl. I would personally prefer for my food volume to be a lot higher. Hence why when I'm going to show you my meal plan, it's like almost double the volume. As I said, I'm quite good at with food volume and making people not feel hungry. So yeah, I'm very excited for that meal plan that I've done. Yeah, so yeah, super excited for that. And obviously, I'm going to ask him about it, show it him, hopefully get a thumbs up if anything needs changing, and I will do. Big bash bosh. But yeah, at this moment in time, like nothing too crazy is going on. Now, I hope that no one is, I won't say silly, but like, yeah, I guess silly enough to follow my calories and my nutrition, because at the end of the day, everyone's nutrition should be specific for them. And what is my dieting calories will probably be someone's either maintenance and depend on the amount of training that you're doing. It might also be someone's surplus calories as well. So my training day calories, which is 4 days a week, currently is sat at 1,857 calories, some protein at 145 grams of protein, and then my non-training day calories is 1,642, which I do struggle with on those days. Again, when I do my meal plan, I really want the food volume up on that, and it's 140 grams of protein. Hydrates is still quite high at the moment. On training day, it's pretty much 230 grams of carbohydrates, and non-training day is 194. Fat's pretty high as well. It's 41 grams on training day, 34 grams on non-training day, and of course a lovely 4 litres of water. Now, activity targets are quite tame. As I said, I've got 4 training days a week in upper lower splits, which is the way that I personally prefer it. I personally do not like full body. I don't like bro splits as well. Like, it just annoys me. I love an upper lower split. It's just what works for me. And then yes, in terms of activity, I've got 4 training days, like I said, 10,000 steps a day, again quite tame. And then I've got 25 minutes. Oh no, that is wrong. That activity target's wrong on there. I've actually got 30 minutes of cardio 3 times a week at 140 beats per minute. So yeah, I'll have to let her know that, because that isn't right now. So yeah, I've been dropping at a decent rate at the moment. It's just pretty much been half a kilogram to 1.6 every single week at the moment. But we do want to turn the temperature up to about, again, half a kilogram to 1 kilogram, instead of like essentially half a kilogram average. We want to just turn that temperature up a little bit there. So hence why training day calories have dropped. It wasn't 2,000 training day calories, and they have dropped on that. And I am starting to feel the effects of that. Like, I've noticed I'm a bit more kind of, I feel heavy. Like, I know I'm not heavy, but I feel like my legs feel heavy and I feel a lot more tired. I feel like I need more sleep. It's getting more difficult to get those last couple of reps out. It's getting more difficult to progressively overload. I am a little bit more kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like less patient, I guess. I want to, maybe not patient, just kind of like flat, I guess, but not in like a sad way, just kind of flat. So, and again, we're 17 weeks out, we've still got a lot of time. It's not awful at the moment. I'm just a little bit kind of like, oh, it's a long way to go. But everything is still fine at the moment. I'm still really enjoying everything, loving training, loving my plan so much. Back as well, I know I've been dropping in like a little bit of a back update every now and again. Back is fine. I've noticed that my glutes are a little bit nummy sore, so I'm keeping an eye on that in terms of like making sure that I'm stretching it constantly a bit dramatic, but constantly. That I am foam rolling it after lower body sessions, so I tend to stay in the gym and do a little bit of foam rolling in whatever foam roller the gym gym that I am in has got. And then yeah, of course, sauna is always good for it. Yoga is always really good for it as well. You don't know why I'm yawning. I'm honestly not that tired, and I still want to stay up and read like a little bit of my books. It's got me in a chokehold. So yeah, that is where I'm up to at the moment in terms of my bulk. Also, we are a few weeks out from our bikini fitting as well. I was actually I was saying this to Emily, I was talking to her last week. Emily's my posing coach, by the way. And yeah, literally not this Saturday coming, not the 17th, not the 24th, but the 31st is my first bikini fitting, which is mad because and slightly makes me scared as well because I'm like, I do not feel lean enough at all to be getting a bikini fitting. Like, that makes me scared. So yeah, there's that. We've got to get a move on, I suppose. So yeah, there is that. But other than that, there's been no wild updates. Just drop off training food. Again, I'm gonna let coach know about my meal plan because I am really wanting some new food because at the moment I'm just like the idea of chicken and rice. I know obviously I've got a long road of chicken and rice ahead of me. I get that. And there is still chicken and rice in my new meal plan, but I was having 2 lots of chicken and rice every single day, even on non-training days. And I'm kind of like, that there is, I can only handle so much chicken and rice. Like, I actually like, I wouldn't say I dislike chicken, but when you meal, well, I mean, for me anyway, maybe well, I don't do the meal prep, but maybe it's to do with the freezing process. But I find that when you meal prep, I mean, I always have done it as well. Like when you meal prep chicken, it just goes really, really dry, and it's just kind of like dry chicken, dry rice. It's like because I don't really put that much sauce on it. Obviously, I'm in prep, like I put a bit of sriracha on it, and that's it. There's that, I guess, is making it a little bit more tedious to get through as well. Also, in terms of like veg, I have a lot of vegetable meals, of course, hashtag health and all that. But in terms of cooked veg, I like cooked veg. I prefer cold veg. So I prefer like cherry tomatoes and cucumbers and carrots and lettuce and stuff like that. I prefer that over broccoli, cooked carrots, cooked green beans and things like that. I would happily sit there and eat like a full massive bowl of cucumbers like with a little bit of salt on. Like that is just that sounds like heaven to me. I know that a lot of people be like, Siobhan, you're fucking weird, but when you are hungry, that is just delightful. So yeah, I've got a lot of cucumber and like cherry tomatoes and carrots and stuff like that in my new meal plan as well. So hopefully, I want you all to cross my fingers, cross your fingers for me, that I can get sign off from coach and do that as well. So next week, what is the plan for next week? Just busy week as usual, content planning, training with clients, and then I have posing practice at the end of the week with Emily, where we'll just go over two bows. Emily, if you're watching this, I'm going to ask you, or I'm going to try and remember to ask you that I want to do it without the mirror again, and I want to work on walking a little bit as well because I don't know. I say I don't know. I think it's me and the floors that I'm on at the moment. But when I'm practicing in Ascendancy and when I'm practicing at Grit and Glory, which is where I have my posing lessons, I keep on like stumbling, but I think that's because the floor is kind of like that squishy matte texture. Honestly, like the floors in Ascendancy are brilliant training, like to actual resistance training. To do posing practice, no. So I've actually, when I was walking around doing my last posing practice in Ascendancy, which I believe was Thursday evening, I finished my posing practice and was going out to leave, and I realised there was like a little corridor in Ascendancy. If you've ever been to Ascendancy, it's where the old reception used to be, and I realised the carpet in there is so worn, but in a good way, that it's nice and flat. And I'm like, that's gonna be fucking perfect to practice my walking. I'll look like a dick, like doing little lengths of this room practicing my walking, because obviously people come in and out of that room all the time, but I don't care. I need to practice my walking. Or there is the other option of the treadmill walk, but I still need to. Again, it's one of those things that I just forget. Like I'll see Clayton who owns the gym all the time, but I always forget to ask him if I can walk on the treadmill with my posing heels. Which I know in some gyms, like if I was in a pure gym, I mean, no one's ever around to stop you anyway. But for example, like I don't feel like I'd ask there, but in Ascendancy, because it's a very close knit gym and it's a community gym, like I feel like I want to ask, like, is it alright if I walk in my heels on the treadmill? So that's on my list to do as well. But yeah, other than that, no crazy updates. Posing practice next week. Hopefully, I bloody make it. Well, I should make a video because I've got posing practice that's early as well. Filming, social media writing, all that fun stuff, and then rinse and repeat. So yeah, thank you for listening to me waffle as usual. I hope you like these updates. If you like them, let me know. If you're like Siobhan, I just don't want 30 minutes every other month of listening to you talk about yourself, then again, please let me know. Like, I'm always up for the feedback, whether that's negative, because obviously it helps me get better, or whether that's positive as well. So please let me know in the comments below. You can leave comments both on Spotify and on YouTube. So wherever you listen to this, you can leave a comment. So yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this. And if you're not following me on Instagram, like, if not, like, first of all, how we found me, but second, also why you're not following me. I've also put my Instagram handle in the description below. Please give me a follow and to follow along more closely on my prep journey, because obviously if you do follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I do the Flum to Fab series, which is a weekly series going through things that are going on in prep, things that I'm struggling with, things that are going really well, things that have changed. So if you're interested, give me a follow, because obviously you can keep up with my prep over there as well. But yeah, hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and I will catch you on the next one. And the next podcast is going to be all about GLP-1s. So just as a teaser for the next podcast, if I just get it up, where was it? I had like a little. There we go. It's basically all about increasing GLP-1s naturally. Now we know GLP-1s are all up in the news at the moment. They're very, very popular. Obviously, a lot of people are taking medication to aid in GLP-1, and I'll go more in depth on this in the podcast. But yes, you can increase GLP-1 naturally. So obviously it's not going to be as much as medication, of course not, but it is going to be interesting and hopefully informative for people who don't want to go down the medicated or assisted route, who want to do things naturally. You can do it naturally by just changing a few things with your lifestyle and your diet, which I will go into on the podcast. So if you're interested in this, 100% subscribe to this podcast or follow it. Is it follow? Yeah, follow this podcast. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on all of the things. And of course, interact with all the things as well, because obviously it helps my engagement, it helps me help more people, all of that fun stuff, because at the end of the day, that is my mission, to help as many people as possible. Obviously, I can only take on so many one-to-one clients, so this podcast, my social media, is to help spread the word as much as possible, so I can help people in other ways. So yeah, I'm really excited for this next podcast. It's been a topic that I've been researching heavily since the rise, and obviously I know a few people who take things like, I think you can mention it on a podcast, like Ozempic, Mounjaro, and things like that. I know people who take these drugs, so I do want to talk about how you can do things naturally if you want to go down that route. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty fun one. So yeah, if you are up for listening to that, give me a follow, and I will see you next week.